We are live.
All right. Welcome to Ask Junior. Presented to you by Xfinity today. Feels like a while since we've actually done this. Why does that feel like that?
Well, live, we had some
issues.
tech issues, but hopefully we are back.
Well, we're excited to be back, and thank you, Xfinity, for everything you do. You can get great speed if you're using Xfinity Mobile, the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots around the country. And with its nationwide coverage, you know that it's always going to come through in a clutch. And you can make the switch today and save with Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity is a proud premier partner of NASCAR and a great partner here at Dirty Mo Media. So we're thankful for them. And we've gotten some great questions. We had a great show already today. Tomorrow, Casey Atwood comes on the show. Hadn't talked to Casey in forever. Can't wait to see what he's been up to and what he thinks about his racing career. Here he's still running some laps somewhere these days, so can't wait to hear about that. But, all right, let's get right to it.
People in the YouTube chat are saying hello. They're excited to be live. This first question coming from Twitter from Katie. What's your opinion of the Frontstretch interviews versus Victory Lane?
You know, I work in the networks now, and so as a fan, I probably wouldn't love the Frontstretch interview as much. I liked the driver going to Victory Lane and that being where we saw them first, right? Because it's weird to me. They get out, right? They're animated, and we see them on the front stretch, and then they go to Victory Lane, and they're animated all over again, right? A whole nother experience there. Probably fine for them either way, but the thing that going to Victory Lane and doing the winter interview there, often gave us the chance to get second or third place, right? Get a little bit of a post-race built up. I see a ton of race fans in our in our social media begging for more post-race. And so I feel like that, the move to the front straightaway was twofold. It was to get the drivers very early initial emotion in a very, very cool space, right? Right there with the fans and the flag stand and all of that. But also it's to get that interview out of the way, right? So the networks, if necessary, can move on, they can. And I hope that I don't love or hate the front stretch interview, but I do wish we had a bigger post race immediately, right? Right after on the same channel. Don't change channels. Don't go somewhere else. Hey, go to if you want more interviews, go here. Don't do that. Mm-hmm. Let's have the post race everything. Give me about 30 minutes. I think you should interview the top 5 guys, and see who finished in the top 5 and hear from them. And that would be cool. Not really answering the question, but I don't love it or hate it. I like seeing the driver in Victory Lane. Victory Lane is a place it's kind of like the scoring pylon, right? We talk about we talked about it earlier in the show about the scoring pylons. Yes, they're expensive and they break and they're obsolete and the old ones have to get removed, but they're kind of part of the sport, part of the history. And Victory Lane Victory Lane at every racetrack it's a very important space, right? And so I want to see the winner there. That's where they're trying to go, and that's where they're going to see their team and owners. And so build that space, right, so that you want to have the interview there, right? And some of the Victory Lanes do, right? There's a lot of fan access for some of these Victory Lanes. Talladega has a bunch of fans around.
Phoenix is a good one.
Phoenix is another good one, really good one.
I like Martinsville, too. It's right on the front stretch.
Yeah.
Everyone can stick around and see. Do you think any of your wins, like your post-race interviews, would have been different if you were interviewed on the front straightaway versus in Victory Lane?
I do because, when you win the race, everybody's different. For me, when I won the race, I could not wait to see the team because I drove their car to win, and they made the car that was good enough for me to win the race with. I got to see Tony Jr. I got to see Tony Sr. I got to see Steve Letarte. Great guys. I want to go to be with my team. That's all I want, right? See Amy. And so that front straightaway interview is like a hurdle to that. Now,
sometimes they meet you out there.
Listen, that's true. You win the Daytona 500, it depends. You win a big race like that, you might park it on the front straightaway and get out because you're like, I want to feel that energy from the fans. I need that. Victory Lane's too far away. So you might, it just has its place.
Yeah.
Maybe the Victory Lane, maybe the front straightaway interview is particular to the track, right? In the moment, the size of the moment.
Yeah. I love it. We're talking about winning. We're having fun. This next question is coming from Jerry. What is the most heartbreaking race loss that you've had?
Gosh.
Way to bring it down, Jerry.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's
the one that got away.
I'll think of a dozen when we walk out of this room. But the probably two that jump out right away are the losing Talladega to Jeff Gordon when Vickers spun in the middle of the corner. I'm in the act of I'm side drafting the 24 and I'm going by him, no question, right? And the caution comes out in that moment, and they say he's ahead when we're in turn 3 and 4, and they threw all the beer cans at Jeff, which I loved. And he, instead of getting up by the fence, I've talked about this on the show, but instead of getting up by the fence so the cans would not hit the car, he pulled farther away from the fence so they could get it over in there. Man, they were full cans bouncing off this car. Boom.
You got to be pissed to throw a full can of beer. That's
I was so angry, that this is back when it was new for races to be decided in that way.
That's right.
This was, you're sitting there in the car and they're like, "Yep, Jeff was ahead" when the caution came out, and you're like, "Well, where on the track were we when you decided the race is over? And how could you be so precise to say, yep, that signifies the moment?"
It's like you didn't even know how you lost.
I know. I didn't know how I lost.
Was that to continue your streak?
Yeah.
I think
it would have been 5 in a row.
Yeah, I thought so.
And then we go back and win again. I think it would have ended up being like 6 in a row total. The other one is the loss to Joey Logano, same thing, right? Get the restart. I'm going by Joey.
Where's this?
Talladega.
Oh yeah.
2015, okay. I think.
Yeah.
I'm going by Joey. I've got him.
Oh yeah.
And there's a wreck behind me, and they're like, "Field's frozen." I'm like,
I've got one I remember watching, and it was the Coca-Cola 600 where you ran out of gas.
Oh, great! That's another great one, right? I want to win. I wanted a points win at Charlotte. Grew up in the area. Been going there as a kid all my life. Never missed a race at Charlotte. No points race win for me in Xfinity or Cup. Just that All-Star race.
It's that close. Right?
Come out of the gate, win an All-Star race. You're thinking, home track, Charlotte. I'm gonna get me some trophies here. Nope, not for me. So yeah, that's another one. I think getting passed by Harvick with like 10 laps to go at Martinsville one year, that was a tough loss. I did not do what I needed to do. I could have adjusted. I remember this, right? This is why. This is how bad this stings. I didn't adjust the brakes. Like I don't know if that would have mattered, but I'm sitting there. I'm getting looser and looser on entry, and he's coming, and I could have like
done something.
Damn it. So
way to bring us down, Jerry.
It's good. It's good to talk about this thing. Yeah. Yeah, does it matter? Yeah. Does it still matter? Yes.
Will the sting ever go away?
No, I don't. No. Why should it?
No.
If it does, then did it ever matter?
I guess that's a great point. That's a good way of looking about it.
The sting is
shows you that it mattered.
Yeah, it's fine that it matters. I want it to matter.
That's a country song. Sting still matters or something like
Is
that.
it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it should
don't
Oh,
think so.
we're writing
Yeah.
it.
I don't think we need
Okay.
to write that song.
I think we're going to write it right now, actually. This next question's coming from Cole. We have the 99 bottles of beer on the wall for the, brushing the teeth.
Yeah.
Are there any other good, like, parenting lessons that you've had come across recently?
I can't think of one. I mean, that I hate being put on the spot because it's tough to come up with that. But man, I don't know. Not really.
Even okay, then this is like a somewhat of a follow-up, but like any lessons you can tie from racing to life that you've, because like you sometimes have to explain why a driver loses, like I know you and I were watching Justin Allgaier.
I mean,
race,
the personal stories about the personal stories about being a father, being a good dad or a bad dad, or making mistakes and all that. Those are, I'm going to throw them in the personal notes, and I'll bring that to the show, being asked on the spot, like, what's the new life hack?
Everybody's Slaytondale.
Yeah, it's like it's not the way it works.
Okay.
But I'm trying. I mean, I'm trying to think of. I mean, I will say.
It's all right. You can come back with some more.
I've got something specific about that. I was watching a TV show, and one of the characters, their kid was having nightmares. What do you like? What's a thing that you do with that? Is there anything like, you talk to them or stay up with them? Or?
Dude, I got a video on my phone a couple years ago. Isla had night terrors, and she would wake up in the middle of the night, and dude, it was freaky because I got this one video, and she gets out of her bed, and she's pacing in her room around her bed, sobbing, and fast.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll go in there and wake them up, or you'll go in there and calm them down, right, and get them back in the bed, and they'll go right back to sleep, and they'll get up in the morning and not remember none of it. And you're like,
it's like sleepwalking.
yeah, you're like, dude, how do you not remember that? Like, they weren't awake. And Kelly's son Wyatt has these night terrors where he gets up and he's walking around the house, and it's freaky. So Nicole doesn't have these. At least she doesn't yet. Nicole just got out of the crib and into a bed where she can crawl in and out. So we're dealing with that. She's learned, hey, I can get out, right? The first couple nights she slept in that thing, never come out of it. Now she's like, you'll say, no, shut the door, read a book, right? Shut the door, turn the light out. And you can just stand there. She's up the door. What are you doing? You're out of bed already.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Yep. She's like, hey, I'm not, get back in bed.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
You're going to sleep.
Yeah. But the 99 bottles of beer on the wall is no longer working.
It's not?
No, it worked for about 2 or 3 nights.
Dang.
Gotta
Went
find
away.
a new song.
Yeah.
That is disappointing to hear. I'm taking a peek here at the YouTube chat. This next question coming from Blizzard. I think that's their username. Any good? We were talking about Michael Jordan throughout the show. I know you've interacted with him a handful of times. Like, what was it like meeting him and talking to him?
Yeah, I was. He came to Homestead when Denny was racing for the championship one year before the 2311 existed, and it was a big deal. Everybody our bosses at NBC were clamoring to figure out how to get to him and get an interview. He's here. He's at the race. We got to get him on TV, right? And can he talk to us? So they kind of threw me in there, and he said, "Yeah, I'll do a deal with Dale." Nice. So I'm like, wow, right? I'm in early stages of my broadcasting career, and I'm thinking, what an incredible opportunity for me.
Yeah.
This is like getting the call to drive for Rick Hendrick, or getting called to drive somebody's car. You're like, what a great chance, And so I don't know. I hesitate to go back and look at the interview now because I was so green, but I leaned into just being excited and giddy about the opportunity to talk to him. He was super cool. Stepped out of this motor coach. We did 2 or 3 questions. Thanks. Appreciate it. We're glad you're here. And so that was probably that was a cool moment. A long time ago, I guess maybe 10 years ago or more, I was still racing. Michael came to Charlotte to one of the races, and my buddy Sean is a huge fan and has all the shoes, right? And so I told Sean, I'm usually not a thoughtful, caring person, but I said to Sean, I said, hey, man, Michael Jordan's going to come. I know you love Jordans. Do you got a pair that you would love to get autographed? I will ask him to sign them. It's my mission. And he gave me this really unique pair in this special box, right? And he's like, these are the ones. And so I take them to the driver's meeting, and soon as they announce that the meeting is over, it's like a mad dash, right, to get to him. Everybody, right?
Dang, everyone has the same idea.
And I just pushed all the way up through there with my box, and I'm like, Michael, and he saw me, and goes, hey, and shook my hand, and I said, I really got to get you to sign these shoes, man. These are my best friend's shoes. And he signed them. And so I hate to ask for autographs, but it was for Sean. And so that's really the only 2 interactions I can recall that I've had with him. And so pretty neat, though. I mean, if he's going to, he's a successful owner in the sport. I'm sure there'll be more in the future. And it's pretty neat seeing what the impact that's had on the sport this week.
What was Sean's reaction to, like, you giving him the shoes back? You're like, look at this. I did it.
Yeah. I think he's happy. Yeah. Very thrilled.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Awesome stuff this week on Ask Junior.
All right, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Good to see everybody again. There's a lot of things that we talked about in this show that you guys are going to want to make sure you hear. We talk about the summer stretch. We got some pretty cool stuff happening for us here at the Dale Jr. Download. And again, Casey Atwood comes in for the guest segment for tomorrow. And that's it. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks, Xfinity, for everything you do. That Xfinity Mobile 5G hotspots everywhere. It's good stuff. Won't never let you down. And Xfinity's a proud premier partner of NASCAR. Thank you for everything you do for Dirty Mo Media. And we'll see you. Y'all have a good one. Dover this weekend.